Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it's Tuesday. Yeah. Happy Tuesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So, you guys know my love affair for Drekker. They have come out with fantastic IPAs. Of course, they're mostly known for their sours, and they come in different varieties. They have their Brain series, which is mostly just heavy fruit puree, and then they have two different like they're kind of dessert style sours. So you got from the Sland de Jour line, which is more of like a pastry kind of sour kind of line, and then you have the Chunk line as well, which is more of like a sundae kind of situation. As long as they also do one from a pulp line. It's like their kind of fruited seltzer kind of situation. But today we're going to be taking a look at another one from their Sland de Jour line. This is their Black Currant Plum Cobbler. Holy crap, that sounds amazing. I have been so excited to drink this all day just because I love having beers with black currant in there, just because they add that extra element of tartness to it, plus having plum in a beer as well kind of adds like those little deeper, darker fruit notes to it. But when it comes to Drekker's Cobbler recipe for when they use this stuff in their beers, it's outstanding. It's like imitating putting a cobbler into a blender and making a smoothie out of it. It's the best way I can describe it. It's absolutely outstanding. So I am so damn excited to drink this damn thing because I've never had anything from any of their sour lines that I didn't like. So I'm expecting this to be just as good as the rest of them. And so finally, it's time for us to crack this guy open. Of course, I always want to recommend, if you're ever going to be drinking this kind of style of beer where it's a pastry sour or kind of like a heavy fruited sour, always keep it refrigerated first of all. That's the main thing because there's a lot of puree in there. You don't want the kind of stuff to get room temperature to start fermenting a little bit more. And then when you take it out of the fridge, give it a quick roll on the countertop really quick. Get that stuff that's settled to the bottom, moving around a little bit. And then, of course, what I like to do is be right before I drink it, when I bring it to wherever I'm drinking it, just store it upside down. Just have it like that. And then once you do that, kind of turn it over, and let's crack this guy open. Let's see what we get on the smell. Oh yeah, definitely getting that like tart black currant coming through. Definitely getting that like plum kind of deeper kind of fruit note. Plum is definitely a really, really unique kind of fruit to use in this kind of beer, but when it comes to like them adding like cinnamon and nutmeg and then the vanilla stuff to it, it's going to really represent like a plum kind of black currant cobbler really, really well. And then the final thing I like to do when I'm going to be pouring this into a glass, of course, going to be drinking this out of my Whistle Punk tulip glass this afternoon. So we're going to pour it. Oh yeah, just look at that color. And then once you get about halfway or so, I like to take it, give it a quick swirl, get everything moving around in there, and then pour the rest of it, just because you're going to be getting that entire like thick kind of consistency, mouthfeel to it all the way through. And just look at that. Wow. That is deep reddish purple. Almost has like a pinkish kind of hue to it every once in a while. Definitely getting that kind of almost cinnamon, nutmeg back note a little bit. Definitely a lot of that black currant coming through, that really, really nice tart black currant. And of course, that plum is shining pretty nicely on the nose. So without further ado, I think it's time for us to drink this guy because I need to have this in my face hole as soon as possible. So without further ado, cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, right up front, you get the tartness from the black currant coming through. Doesn't really give much of like a predominant flavor on its own, just because I feel like black currant's a very, very lighter kind of flavor profile in a berry. But then you get that like nice deep plum flavor along with kind of just that nice cinnamon, almost cobbler, crusty, like just like almost a breadiness to it, to where the cinnamon balances out the tartness right away, so you get that nice tartness up front, and then you get this really, really nice like vanilla, nutmeg, cinnamon, sugar sweetness to it that just is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's the nice balance of tartness and sweetness, which I really appreciate. It's not just full-on sweet, because you get that kind of tart black currant right up front. Very, very heavy, kind of deep mouthfeel. Very like, I don't want to say it's syrupy, but definitely it's almost that point. It's like you're drinking a smoothie. It's definitely doesn't have any like effervescence to it at all. It definitely has just like a thick mouth coating kind of mouthfeel to it. So overall, yeah, this stuff's absolutely phenomenal for sure. So, of course, if you can't get your hands on this one from Drekker, Untapped does a really cool thing to where they show when you look at a beer and see if you can get it, and if you can't, they like showing similar beers to this kind of thing, to where if you can't get your hands on it, Untapped will show you possible replacements that if you can get your hands on any of those from those ones, you might have a similar drinking experience. So we got two here from Drekker from the Brains line that I'm not really going to count those ones, just because the Brains line is more of just straight fruit. You're not going to be getting any of those like more bakery notes in it. So we got the Brains here, the raspberry, which is the full-on raspberry fruited sour. And then we got one other one from the Brain series, the strawberry lemon, which I think I have coming up soon. I don't know. I might have already done a review on that. I don't remember. And then we got one here from Evil Twin Brewing in New York City, and it's a collaboration they did with Woven Water Brewing, and this is called Evil Fusion, which is with apple, cranberry, vanilla, soft serve, cinnamon, and graham cracker. That sounds awesome. And then let's see, we got the Back Pocket Brewing one from called Mallow Vibes Pineapple Marshmallow Sour. With that one, kind of looks more of like a kettle sour to me, so I wouldn't really Okay, they considered a Blunter Weiss on there, but on the pictures, it definitely looks like it's more of a kettle sour for me. And then we got one from Arpus Brewing Co. with a raspberry, cherry, lime, imperial sour ale, which, of course, that's going to be more of a kettle sour. Not really going to get a lot of bakery kind of notes to it. So I think the winner on this one is definitely going to be this Evil Fusion from Evil Twin. I kind of want to keep an eye out for this one to see if I can pick this one up sometime, because that profile sounds amazing, especially with like that. Because you're going to get that similar tart notes from the cranberry. You're going to get that nice note of apple in there. And then it's going to be kind of reminiscent with the cinnamon graham cracker kind of situation where you're going to get that tart and sweet balance, which I know Evil Twin does a lot of stuff like that, but it's something that Drekker has kind of perfected when it comes to using those tart berries, along with kind of having that their recipe when it comes to that cobbler at the end that just balances everything out. It's unbelievable how they're able to do it, in my opinion. This is, to me, having a beer like this be something that is available, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. If I didn't mention, this guy comes in at a 7.7% ABV, so just right above that point of being sessionable, in my opinion. Plus, this is so damn delicious. It's going to be really, really difficult for you not to be able to just pound one of these down and not think anything of it. But let's look back here on Untappd and read the description that they have on here about this beer. So, this sour a la mode is jam-packed with an obscene amount of black currant and plum, then crumbled up with our choice cobbler treatment of granola, brown sugar, cinnamon, lactose, and vanilla beans for the fresh out of the oven flavor we just can't get enough of. Yeah, like I said, Drekker has that recipe down so perfected to where you're going to get that same kind of note no matter which one you have from the Slang du Jour, but how it pairs with the different fruits that they use, it always makes it a different drinking experience for sure, and just, they did an awesome job at this one. Absolutely awesome job. Yeah, that's too damn good. That's too damn good. So, like I said, it's a 7.7% ABV, and with over 1,632 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.24 out of 5, which is, yeah, well expected. I've never seen anything from any of the sours that Drekker does, anything rated under a 4. I don't think I've seen one yet. So let's look here on my friends list before I check on the global ratings and see if anybody on my friends list checked this one in. So we got one guy here. He drank it. He gave it a 4.25 out of 5, which I didn't toast him. I need to toast him because that was back in. Okay, that was a little bit ago. That was only like a week ago. So sorry I didn't check yours in. Sorry I didn't cheers it. But let's look back here on the global ratings and see what people have to say. So this person gave it a 4.5 out of 5, saying, "Well, that does exactly what it says on the tin. I can taste the sweet pastry, the tart plums, and the sugar crumb topping. Pours thick as a smoothie, holds weight while it's drinking, bloody delicious." Yeah, pretty much sums it up right there. This person gave it a 4.75 out of 5. Let's see, this person gave it a 4.25 out of 5, purchased at Capone's Bottle Shop, which is in Norristown, Pennsylvania. And then we get one purchase here, gave it a 4.75, purchased at Suds and Soda, which he said cinnamon and vanilla aroma, sour plum and blackberry taste, smooth, creamy fizzy afterwards, absolutely class. Well, not really. It's not really blackberry on the note just because they didn't use any blackberries in there. But let's see what else we got. We got another 4.25 purchased at the Craft Beer Quick Stop, which is the place I talk about that always carries Drekker in Phoenix, Arizona. And this guy said, so nice with the huge fruit bill that Drekker uses. The Cobbler is one. In this one is more balanced. Okay, so definitely he's saying that the Cobbler in this one is definitely more balanced. I think these choices of fruits to kind of do with a Cobbler are the perfect kind of fruits to use in my opinion, just because they match so well with like that cinnamon kind of pastry granola kind of thing going on there. So yeah, the two fruits they used on this is to me one of the absolute perfect pairings for this kind of style of fruited sour. So let's start figuring out what we're going to be doing for ratings on this guy, because this I'm going to try to hold myself back for actually like just drinking this entire thing during this review, because I want to enjoy it, but it's going to be difficult because I just want to drink all of it in my face. So let's look at can art. Can art's the first thing that we always look at here and see what we're going to do for the rating on that guy. So, of course, the Slang du Jour line always kind of sticks with that same style of can art, but they change the color on it depending on the different fruits they use. So this one, you could definitely see has more of those deeper like purples and blues in there. Well, you could, of course, the person that they have on there is always going to have that kind of white tannish color to it. But the amount of detail that I always put on their can is always fantastic. I like when they show like what kind of malts they use. So the malts they use: pale 2-row, Carafoma, and wheat. And then with the hops they use Magnum, which is a hops that I can definitely see for kind of giving that help with a little bit of bitterness. And for the flora they use, which is kind of their yeast kind of cultures and stuff, they use Lactobacillus culture house ale yeast, which is like their house kind of yeast that they used with these kind of style ales. And then, of course, they show on the gimmicks here, which is always their big thing when it comes to looking on there. They said black currant, plum, granola, brown sugar, lactose, cinnamon, vanilla beans. And they always take advantage so much of their can art to make everything so unique. So, yeah, easy 5 out of 5 for can art. I really haven't... This is probably one of my favorite ones from just this Slang de Jour line, just because I really like the deep purples in there, because purple is one of my favorite colors. So, having all these colors on there, it looks really, really nice. So, yeah. Very, very easy 5 out of 5 for can art for me. So, let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Drekker Brewing Company, would I get another one? Do I need to ask? Do you even need to say it? Because, yes, absolutely. I would 100% get this. Get a couple 4-packs. Just give me all of it. So, looking here and seeing... Okay, so the only Slang de Jour that they have available at the taproom right now is the raspberry cheesecake Slang de Jour, which sounds freaking awesome. Of course, with the Brain series, they have the blackberry guava lemonade, and then they have the mango guava lime coconut, and then let's see. Then they have the Dream Chunk, which is the yogurt parfait, which you heard me talk about the Chunk line as well. And then they have a new one on tap that I'm waiting to get my hands on because I just saw this released. I've never even heard of this stout. It's their after school kind of fruit roll up gushers kind of sour they're doing, which I'm hoping to get my hands on that one pretty soon and do a review for that one. But yeah, they have a bunch of different varieties on tap right now. So if you're over in Fargo, North Dakota, and you have the opportunity to stop by Drekker, don't hesitate. Just do it. Just do it. And it's just, why are all these Russian bots just coming in my freaking chat? Jesus Christ. Okay. What's up, Ian? How you doing, brother? But overall, yeah, I would 100% get another one of these on a flight. I'd try to get a couple 4-packs if I could. But let me see if they have it available to go and see what their options are for getting stuff to go. So looking, let's see, at the Slang de Jours. So we got the Currant Orange Cobbler. They have the raspberry cheesecake. So they only have 2 of the Slang de Jours available right now. Of course, those are more like fall, winter kind of styles, even though I would consider this a very, very heavy winter kind of style of pastry sour. But they have a bunch of different, the Brains ones available. So they have the Brains Blueberry Black Currant Plum Double Fruit Smoothie Sour. That might be pretty similar to this one just because you're going to get those really in-your-face dark fruit flavors. So, yeah, if you can get your hands on anything from Drekker, just do it. That's my best recommendation. You won't be disappointed when it comes to their IPAs, their stouts, their sours. No matter what kind of sour you get, most likely you enjoy it, in my opinion at least. So, let's figure out what my final rating for this guy is going to be. This is going to be tough. I hate rating the Drekker ones just because they're all amazing, and trying to put one above the other is a difficult kind of thing. I'm going to give this one a solid, very, very solid. I would say I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. There's virtually nothing wrong with this one, in my opinion. This is probably my favorite out of all the Slang de Jours that I've had, just because the pairing of those dark fruits mixed with that kind of cobbler kind of thing, with their cobbler pastry recipe that they do at the end, is just the perfect match. Absolutely perfect match. To where these are the kind of fruits that are meant for this kind of sour. And if you're a brewer and you can kind of replicate or try to do your own version of like a pastry kind of sour, black currant and plum are always going to be 2 great fruit purees to use in there. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. Very, very solid. 9.5 out of 10. Almost perfect. So big shout out to Drekker for coming out this one. I can't wait to try more of the stuff that they have available when it comes to different Slang de Jours, different from the Brain series, different ones from the Chonk series. I just want all of it. I want all of it because it's absolutely amazing. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live to another review. I have reviews planned all week for you guys just because I have this week off. So I'm planning to get the content pushing for you guys. But other than that, of course, if you want to get your hands on Drekker, Drekker is pretty readily available around the country. I know they do distribute to a lot of places now. You can get them in the Midwest. You can get them on the East Coast. You can get them on the West Coast. You can get them in Arizona, obviously. So just got to ask your local distributor if they can pick up anything from Drekker and if their distributor has it or not. But if you want to possibly find some stuff to where you can get it shipped to you, always going to recommend Tavour. It's a great platform. You guys have heard me talk about it plenty of times before. I don't think I need to describe it by now, but it's a really, really good platform. Drekker shows up on Tavour all the time. And so if you want to do that, want to get a free $10 if you can get stuff shipped to you from them, hit me up. I'll send you a referral code, and if you want to create an account with them and get a free $10 to spend on beer, plus I would get a free $10 to spend on beer as well. So you'll help each other out. But last but not least, if you're looking for a social media platform when it comes to beer drinking, always going to recommend getting yourself onto Untappd. It's a great platform. It's pretty much social media. It's like Facebook for beer drinkers. It's the best way I can describe it. It's the best social media platform for craft beer. You can check in beers, get badges, see what's popular in your area, see what's popular within what's trending within the global or like what's within your country. So it's just a really, really cool platform. Of course, it's available on Android or iPhone. And of course, if you're sitting on a computer all day like I am, if you want to use it through the desktop, you can do that as well. And you can sign up, create an account through like your Facebook login. There's so many different options on there. It's just a really, really fun platform. You can see people like me, Ian, Kentucky, Dutch is on there, Logan's on there, Sean and Lizzie, the Typhons are on there, Lee, not the real Gerard Butler, is on there, Kevin K. So many different people are on Untappd just checking beers and having a good time. So yeah, it's a really, really fun platform. So I would, if you're anybody, if you're even close to being an avid craft beer lover, get yourself onto Untappd and you will not be disappointed one bit. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. Thank you everybody who's going to be watching the replay. You guys are awesome as well. And I'm going to end it like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.